What's going on, everybody in YouTube land? This is the Evarts City Council Meeting. We're going to learn a lot of stuff in it tonight. We're going to learn that Mr. Mosley was going to give the city of Evarts some money there, and I guess he changed his mind. He promised it to them, and it didn't happen when they was going through their hard times. We're going to learn that they don't like vehicle enforcement in Harlan County, that the mayor is wanting the residents to call Manchester, call Frankfurt, see if we can't get some street sweepers, things like that up in here. They're going to clean these nasty water tanks. That's a good thing. So you can hear it straight from the horse's mouth yourself. Here's the Evarts City Council meeting. Also, you're allowed to record your government. You're allowed to address your government. And that's pretty much it. Always remember to record police, record your government, record all that stuff that you can. You never know when you might need it. Enjoy the video. What's going on, YouTube? It's time for the Evarts City Council meeting, and let's see if we can get this thing cleaned. This thing is nasty. I want to ask the city about getting it cleaned. That American flag looks horrible. That's like drinking out of a dirty glass. So let's get something done about it. Let's go to the meeting.
Yeah, I don't know. But, you know, it might be no in a... you got some letters in here from the auditor? Take them with you, fill them out, pop them back in, I'll give them like to get them out tomorrow.
What if I throw mine back to you?
Just leave on the table, and we've got some to mail out for me and Tanya and Penny tomorrow.
Because if I take it with me, I'll forget.
No, if you get them filled out today, just put them in there and put them on the table. And Tanya will mail them tomorrow with ours.
Good days and have days like today that she really off.
Really? Have they said what's
And
coming?
he said that, once it gets way back, and then, I got one baby too. Should I make it more? Okay, it's not even there. I'll give it to you. It should be on.
It's a laser.
We do not have to find it.
And use for that laser. They say it's restrict that, and then I watched Dave Knight. I said after that, they might not have to have it. And so they can tell you when they're doing it, if it's.
We'll have them give us something to do. We'll have them.
It may be totally uncomfortable for the machine.
That's pretty crazy.
Y'all about ready to get started?
It's a wig.
Probably fine, bro.
Hey.
All right, well, I appreciate everybody showing up tonight. We'll get the ball rolling. Cody's not gonna be with us tonight. He's on vacation. So, we won't have a financial report. We'll have to table it the next meeting. We did that before we took off for vacations. Before we get started, Jackie, you care to start us some word prayer, please?
Heavenly Father, thank you for each and every one of us coming out tonight to do the business of this town. And Lord, I ask you just be with us and guide us, each and every one of us. And bless whatever decision we do here tonight. Lord, we do the right one. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, City of Evarts City Council meeting dated Tuesday, June 18th, 2024 is going to be called to order. We're going to skip the finance report. Probably need to get a motion to table it to next month. So Preston made a motion, Jackie seconds. Everybody good with that? We'll table it to next month. Since Troy didn't get it done for vacation, he's ready to rock and roll. It's all right, we'll just do some financials next month. All right. Budget time again, so we're gonna go over the budget. Before we go over the budget, Troy had sent me an email. I wanted to discuss it with you all a little bit first. Let you know, but Troy had told me that he worked up a budget for us. He said he'd give us a little wiggle room for wages in the budget for water, sewer, and general. he said, you all need to really think about rates. If we're gonna be able to pay our employees what you all wanna pay them, then he said, we need to really start looking at some rates, you know, because it's hard to pay, and it's hard to pay these guys a little more money and keep experienced people around, which, without that, so he did, and then but he couldn't make it talk to you about it himself, but that's what he told me to do. So I'll let Christie go over the budget.
An ordinance adopting the City of Evarts, Kentucky annual budget for the fiscal year July the 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. The general fund, the cash balance estimate for the beginning of the year will be $69,678. Taxes, an estimate of $72,310. License and permits, $10,960. Franchise fees, $48,430. Insurance premium fees, $86,840. Intergovernmental state, $39,450. Miscellaneous, $34,250, with a total revenue in cash of $361,918. Appropriations for the administrative fund, $151,460. For the police department, $162,950. Fire department, $12,280. Street department, $34,540. Parks and recreation, $110. Total appropriation for the year, $361,340. An estimated ending balance of $578. Your MRA fund, a cash balance estimate of $11,280. Intergovernmental state money, $17,980. Total revenue in cash, $29,260. For the street fund, $29,260. Total appropriations, $29,260. Estimated balance, zero. LGDA fund, $1,350. Intergovernmental state fund, $15,020. Total revenue in cash, $16,370. Police fund, $16,370, with total appropriations of $16,370. Estimated balance of zero. Your water fund, estimated cash balance, $24,475. Charges for services, $653,350. Total revenues in cash, $677,825. Water department operations and maintenance, $591,435. And your debt services for the year, $85,885. Total appropriations, $677,320, with an estimated balance at the end of the year of $505. For your sewer fund, cash balance estimation of $15,000. Charges for services, $161,300. Total revenues in cash, $176,300. Your sewer department operation and maintenance, $170,800. Estimated balance at the end of the year, $5,500. The sanitation fund, of course, you know, we no longer have that, so he didn't do a budget for it yet. Your tourism fund, $29,500. Taxes, $35,100. Total revenues in cash, $64,600. Tourism fund, allocations will be $28,550. Total appropriations is $28,550, and estimated ending balance of $36,050. Section 2, this budget ordinance shall be administered by the executive authority as prescribed in Section 2 of the Kentucky Revised Statutes. Administration shall include, but not be limited to, at least the following: preparation and submission of financial statements, which include budgetary comparison on not less than a quarterly basis. Provide for budget amendments if requested by the legislative body, or if anticipated through administrations and implementations. Prepare any financial statements required for publication purposes pursuant to KRS 424 and 91A. Cause each fund of this budget to be audited as prescribed by law. Section 3, the detailed operation budget is adopted by reference for administration, accounting, and reporting purposes. Section 4, this ordinance shall be published in the newspaper by title and summary within 30 days after adoption. Section 5, this ordinance becomes effective immediately upon passage and publication as required by law. Date of first reading will be June the 18th, 2024. We will need a second reading of this ordinance.
Anybody have any questions about the budget?
It is very, very tight if you look at it. Really no wiggle room at the end. Obviously, everybody has to learn it all.
Give everybody time to look over it. Right, if you've had, guys had time, if you have any questions, or you wanna go ahead and accept the first reading of the budget, we do, I'll get a motion to accept the first reading of the budget.
I make the motion.
Okay. Hold on 1 second, Ernie. Is everybody read the budget? We'll have to come back and have a second reading. Thursday night we can't, so next week, is next week okay? Maybe next week?
I won't be here next week.
Okay.
So if we do it next week, all four sitting are have to be present, or we could do Friday.
What day is it? What day is it?
Cause Monday I'll be gone.
You know, we'll try to do it Friday at 5, and just knock it down. We just gotta do the second reading of the budget.
It won't take long, you know I'll be here.
Yeah, no, it won't take.
Is that all right with you guys? Friday at
Friday.
5, this Friday.
This Friday.
Call me.
It's
That's
fine.
okay.
I
We
mean, as long
need-
as-
That's okay. We just need 4 to be present.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll shoot for Friday at 5, do the second reading of the budget, we'll get that passed on July 1st, of course. And I know it's always like this, cause everybody's vacating and different things. Okay, first reading of the budget, passed. All right, next we're gonna move on to the minutes of last meeting.
City of Evarts City Council Meeting for Tuesday, May the 21st. President Mayor Lee Renee Dowling, and Wood, Preston McLean, Larry Paul, and Jackie Griffin. Meeting is called to order. Financial report for April is read. Mayor makes a motion to accept the report. Renee seconds, all present agree. Minutes are read from the April meeting. Jackie makes a motion to accept the minutes. Renee seconds, and all present agree. Water report is read. Mike and Woody both give an update regarding the $2.6 million from the state for upcoming water projects. Preston makes a motion to accept the report. Renee seconds, and all present agree. Surplus bids are open. The bids are awarded to the following: the garbage truck, $8,001 to waste away sanitation. Dodge Dakota, $1,175 to James Caldwell. The GMC Sierra, $650 to Dalton McLean. The dump truck, $2,101 to waste away sanitation. Renee makes a motion to accept the bids, and Larry seconds, and all present agree. Remaining ARP money is discussed. Cleo and the city clerk informed the mayor and city council of all the breakdowns and expenses the sewer department has recently went through. They both suggest using the money for the new pumps until the sewer project comes through. Renee makes a motion to use the ARP money to purchase the sewer pumps. Jackie agrees, and all present agree. Renee makes a motion to go into executive session for KRS 61.810F personnel issues. Jackie seconds, and all present agree. Preston makes a motion to come out of executive session with no action taken. Renee seconds, and all present agree. The water committee recommended Eisler Maggard for the engineer on the water tank and treatment plant. Larry makes a motion to accept the water committee's recommendation, and Ernie seconds, and all present agree. Jackie makes a motion to give full amount of bonuses to the employees this month. This will be reviewed monthly as the budget allows. Renee seconds, and all present agree. Renee makes a motion to adjourn. Preston seconds, and all present agree. We need to adjourn.
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
I make a motion to accept the minutes. Is everybody good with the minutes? We'll move on. Woody's not here, he's on vacation. On the water report, normally, you know, we would have him in. I can tell you a few things going on. Right now, we're still running off of the mines in one well, which is great this time of year. Usually by the time we get into pool season, you know, we've got, usually we're having to fight. But so far this year, the water's, you know, the rain's been good. So right now, we've still got 3 wells, and of course, we've not used any out of the river in months. So we're still good at that. They're bringing in about, I think, 364 gallons a minute in the plant, and we're holding our own at that. We haven't, the last couple of days has been bumpy. They said that B-mud usage is up, about 20,000 gallons a day at up the river and toward Black Mountain. Maybe with some leaks they're having trouble finding. So, but we're still doing okay even with that. So that's good news for us this time of year. We gotta stay on it, and we will, because we know drought's coming. Yeah, and we also, I got a phone call Sunday morning early, or actually a message Sunday morning early from a customer. And I appreciate them letting us know that we had a leak up around, King's Chapel Church there at Shields. It's a pretty bad leak, it looked like. So I got ahold of the water guys and sent them back out. And what we found out is that somebody had been in our fire hydrant and stripped our fire hydrant. Since then, I think we found out that maybe they're filling some pools up because the fork is with water. You know, we've not been letting our guys do that for the last couple of years because, first of all, 10,000 gallons of water is pretty expensive, and it hurts our totals. I think we need to get in a little bit of a discussion about that, about whether we're gonna allow these fire departments to fill their tanks to fill people's pools up. We haven't done it in a long time.
We used to charge them.
We used to charge them.
But it went a whole lot, because I've done it before from your
Then we stopped it because, you know, it was just too hard on water usage, and, you know, 10,000 gallons of pool water to fill the pool was generally, I mean, I just paid to have them, my pool filled, it was an extra $100 on the water bill this month, so I know it's expensive. But, and then I think Cleo may have said that maybe they was back in the fire hydrant again last night, getting more water up that way, so we think, so. I guess we need to know, are we gonna allow them to fill, if we're gonna do, we don't do let Evarts do it, so, you know, we can reach out to the fire department that's doing it and say, you know, we just can't afford the water loss. But that's up to you guys, however you wanna handle it.
Charging people to do it.
I'm sure they're doing it for donations, I would think. We wanna try to help the fire departments every chance we can, but it's kinda hard. If they do 10 pools a month, that's 100,000 gallons, and both of our engineers are sitting here, and sometimes 100,000 gallons
Can make you a break.
can make us or break us when it gets up into the following year, which I know we're doing fine now.
Well, and the last time our fire department done it, they charged them the full amount of water and the hall bill. The hall bill was their donation, and then they brought us the money for the pool, the water, but, you know,
And nobody's doing it malicious, it's just, I think we've got some new people in
I
the
think
fire
they just don't
departments.
know.
And they just probably don't understand that we've not been allowing that to be done for a while. So, I mean, if you wanna allow them to do it, that's fine, but if you think we should stop them, then reach out to them and say, you know, we can't really afford for the water loss. Cause no matter how many ways you slice it, it's still water loss, cause it's not going to a spigot, it's not gonna pay for it.
What we need to do.
Y'all just tell me how you wanna handle it, you know, you want us to reach out to them and tell them we can't do it.
Well, and it wouldn't be reach out to one, I think we should just reach out to them all.
Yeah,
That's me, I say we do it.
what do you guys, Ray, what do you think?
Well, I mean, we can't afford the water loss.
Well, it basically.
I can't afford a pool, so I'm kinda jealous.
Yeah, I can't see where we need to pursue that in Florida.
If they can afford a pool, they can pay for a little more.
Ernie?
Well, in the near future, I'm gonna be asking for quite a bit of water. And I've got a new pool coming, but I will ask you if it's all right to build a pool.
You'll fill it up with your faucet too, so.
Jackie,
Okay.
what do you think?
Well, we always did ours too.
That's why we done it when I lived on the hill, is I
Okay.
had the water meter read, and then we fill the bowl, and then
I've
never
always,
again.
I've always done the faucet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
Well, we'll reach out and let the fire departments know that, we just can't afford the water loss. We just, cause like I said, if you do 10,000 gallons of pop and you do 10 pools a month, there's 100,000 gallons in June, 100,000 in July, and I'm sure it'll taper down, but we just, our fire department hasn't done it in years. We just knew that we just couldn't afford to. Cause that water, let me tell you, the state looks at these water loss reports when they look at money. If your water loss is high, they're not gonna give you money. So we have to keep that water loss numbers down the best we can. So we'll reach out to them. I mean, I think it's nothing malicious. It's just, we'll just reach out. So we can't do pools unless you want. Unless, I mean, people pay for their spigot. That's different. It's not water loss.
Yeah.
So if they pay for their spigot.
So how much water loss are we looking at with the splash pad?
Well, that won't be water loss. They'll pay for it, but
Theirs
they'll.
goes to a meter.
Yeah.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's not water loss, they pay for it, but right now, even with the splash pad, when, they first turned it on, me and Woody went over some numbers, and we, by our estimations, we're still using about 100,000 gallons less a day. It was actually 90,000 gallons less a day than what it was this time last year, even with the splash pad running. So that tells me, that we fixed a lot of leaks. And we do have more water, but we fixed a lot of leaks this year. So our guys have been really good at that, so, we're all right, but don't ever act like we're all right, because we know this is Evarts. We're only one thing away from having failures. So we stay on top of it, but right now we're doing good, so we'll take care of that. Cleo, you got anything you wanna add in the water report?
That sounds good to me.
Well, can I get a motion to accept the water report? Jackie made a motion, Larry seconds, we'll accept the water report. I know it wasn't much of a water report, but we'll be back next week, but maybe better, Larry. And then I'll let it to Larry. And then talk to him. Okay. I know. Oh, I won't. Next, we're gonna move on to the clerk's report.
For the month of May 2024, 11 case reports, 2 drug-related reports, 5 theft-related reports, 3 assaults, 1 traffic collision, a couple motorists deceased. Had 61 complaints this month. That's kind of out of the norm. I believe where it's kind of warm, everybody just started to come out. The complaints really wasn't nothing serious, just petty complaints basically. 14 assists to other agencies, 30 traffic stops, 15 arrests, 371 and a half hours manpower. We also made another drug trafficking arrest here in the city. This person been coming to the local stores, parking in the parking lots and selling drugs. And if you flip to the back of the packet, you'll be able to see who it is.
No, I already seen it, that kinda blew my mind, I was like, well, I thought she was done with that flag, but okay.
Apparently not.
We're continuing.
Flattery, that's what it was.
We're continuing to make drug buys. There's still more people. There's a few that still haven't got the memo that Evarts is not gonna be a place you can just come to open the parking lots, or by the schools, or the library. So this is one of the first of many this year. We anticipate getting a lot more people, a lot of bigger people. We're going after the trafficker and not the user. Our goal is to hit them in the wallet. They're making all this money off people, we're gonna get it, use it for our benefit, give back to the community, cops for kids, strengthen our drug funds when we keep all this garbage out of the city. So, that's all I've got.
That's good, Brian, thank you. Anybody got anything for Brian? Questions, comments?
Good job.
All right, Brian made the motion to accept the report, Larry second. You all good with it? Reno, you up with the fire department?
Up
brother?
again, okay, I just have to be honest with you, I don't have but one thing. Had one assistance with the EMS is it,
That's awesome.
outside the city.
Good thing, ain't it?
That's the,
I'll make it motion.
Ernie made the motion. Right, made the second, everybody good with that? Yeah, Cleto's report, we like it, this is my real life ours,
I love it.
real life ours. All right, next we're gonna move into old business. All I got in old business tonight is a few things, from last month. Surplus items, they were all took care of, Christie took care of all that. They're gone, so you don't have to worry about them, they're paid and gone, so. It worked out pretty good, the garbage truck and the dump truck got pretty good money, but, you know, we've been, getting some prices with trailers, to be able to replace that, with Cleto, and that's what he wanted to do, and I think that's an excellent idea. So, good deal, that's what we want. We can rent them trailers out, you know, inside city limits, and then get rid of some of this garbage. So, got that took care of. The ARP money that we talked about last month, that we had left over from basically COVID money, that you all agreed to use on sewer, I think that's worked out really good too. Cleto has got some pumps ordered and was talking a little bit about it, and I think he's replaced some already, and you've seen it up. That's probably been good money spent, ain't it, Cleto?
Definitely on this one. We got one installed already,
So,
and the other one's still on order.
so we've not had any issues with that. We was having a lot of issues with that sewer station, that pump station, and we were having to pump it out and pay to have it pumped out, so, that was costing a lot. That's worked out really good. So, yeah, so that was that was a good call to be able to spend that money on the sewer. We really haven't spent a lot of money in the sewer other than general maintenance in the last few years. That was needed. So, just wanted you to know that seems to work out good. We talked about, last month, we talked about bonuses for the employees each month. I know last month we agreed to do bonuses. Troy's not here to really talk to us about it this month. I don't know if we need to table that the next month, or if you all wanna look at, maybe going by some of Cleto and Christie's recommendations on, the work performance this month and go ahead and do that again, that's fine. Or do you wanna wait and hear from Troy about whether, the budget will allow it? So,
What range are we looking at? Is there room this month to do what we did for him last month?
Well, that's where Troy comes in, and that's nice to always hear from him.
So are we gonna double them next month if so, or?
No, I think we ought to look at, I mean, personally, I think bonuses are great, but I think that we need to really look at upping people's pay per hour more than bonuses. I like bonuses, but bonuses are, you know, you don't have to get a bonus. But when Taco Bell pays, and I'm not knocking Taco Bell by no means, but when they pay their employees, and McDonald's pay their employees more than we're paying our employees, then, I know that we've talked about this for years, but we've gotta get their pay up to be able to get people up to where they'll stay. We've already went through a lot of employees, and we're starting to realize now that, you know, if we have to pay them more to stay, we get a better grade of employee, we get people that stays with us. Cause if somebody asks you how much you make, and you tell them $12 an hour, or $10 an hour,
$9 an hour.
but I get a bonus every couple of months, it's a lot different than saying I make 11 or 12, you know, so. I think we need to start looking at maybe doing raises instead of bonuses, but that's just me.
Yeah, I think that might be the way to go versus bonuses, and then that way it may hold down having to raise rates on water and stuff like that, you know.
I think if we're gonna give raises to employees, that's gonna have to be discussed with rates too. I mean, cause we gotta have to make them somewhere. But it's hard to pay these guys. We got three little fellas making $9, $10 an hour that work pretty hard, you know, and how long are they gonna stay making that kind of, I mean, they're great for us, but we gotta get them up to where, you know, it's really not fair for anybody to be out there working a 40-hour week and not making $400 or $500 a week.
Well,
It's
I'll
not fair
ask
to
you all,
anybody.
would you all do what they've done in the heat that they've worked in for $9 an hour this week? Weed eat, mow grass,
I wouldn't do what you do for what we pay. I think we need to think about you as well.
He
The
is a
mayor,
setback KRS with that.
Yeah,
I don't see that, I don't get that.
I don't either,
I
but
don't see
I'm
how
just
like
saying.
every other, I know, but I'm just saying, like everybody else in this county, it's like, I'm not running it. So I would like to, before I leave, let the people that are staying, these guys deserve money too, and you deserve more.
well, I appreciate
A mayor
that,
is
but I don't
$800.
agree
crap you put up with?
I don't want any more money. I do
You
this-
don't,
I
but
do
I'm
this
telling you,
because
when
I
you're
love
gone,
this.
who's gonna do it?
Yeah.
There ain't too many Eddie Mannings out there.
Well, I appreciate that, Gracie, but I do it because I love the city.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, not many people do.
It's the class that we're in.
It is.
Salary.
You're gonna have to, I mean, there's mayors out there in little towns.
I think.
What's that one making, a quarter of a mil or something?
I've been blessed my whole life. to
I'm
have
like,
a
damn,
job.
you're paying $2 grand a month, that ain't too much to ask.
Well, that's kinda the way I feel about our employees. This week I've seen them come in about dead.
Yeah.
And
I don't think they need to lose their bonus this month. That's what I'm saying, I think we need to give it to them this
I mean, I
month and
think
then
if we
work
got it,
on
we
the
need it.
upgrades
Well,
next
let's
month.
do this, cause we're gonna make
Give
it
them
happen
that.
anyways. I think we ought to go ahead and award bonuses this month like we did last month. But I think
Did they
next
all do
month,
good?
I think they did clean up.
Yeah, they've been doing real good.
Do them all.
but I think next month when we
But I
come
think
into
we need-
July's meeting, I think we need to talk about giving raises.
I'm not running again. My
I
heart ain't.
forgot to go down and file, like, I can go down and put in a write-in.
Yeah.
I think we
My
need to
heart
look
ain't
next
in it.
month at raises. I mean, bonuses are great, but
My heart
bonuses
ain't
are
in it.
not, bonuses are not automatic.
I love
Yeah.
this city.
See,
Like, right in.
that's all we need.
Well, I won't be running either, cause I didn't know when to file.
I do, I love this city, love this city.
June 4th.
So we'll go ahead, I'll tell you what we'll do.
No, not at all.
We'll discuss it a little bit, but as far as, bonuses this month, I think we'll go ahead and give the bonuses like we did last month, to those guys, but I think, and I don't mean just them, I think next month, we need to look at raises across the board. I mean, our police department works hard, Cleto works hard, and I'm gonna tell y'all something, Cleto ain't had a raise in 10 years that I can think of having Cleto.
Nope.
So we're getting to the point to where some of these guys is,
You making $50 an
no.
Just ask somebody, that's what they're saying.
Oh,
That's
I
what
like
they
it when
say.
they say I make
You
that
file.
much.
But, like,
But I don't want-
you saying like you or that's KR, whatever, it's like, I got contacted by
I had no
not
idea.
one, but two different people and council from other parts of Harlan, and they're like, just so making just $50 every meeting, I'm like, what? They're like, we're gonna ask for $150. How do we, I don't want it, like I said, I'm out, I don't care, but we do need, how can we figure out how to pay the next crew and you, if you stay, or whoever comes in?
Let me tell you what happened, this is,
Make it worth it to these people.
There's a catch to
I
it.
don't think Preston was here.
I know.
No, listen to him, what
I
he's
don't
saying.
think Preston was here when it happened.
No,
I think Larry, Ernie, Jackie was on council. This came up
Clark was here.
about 7 or 8 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, where we wanted to pay our council members,
The 50.
$50 a meeting to come to a meeting because we felt like that was fair for you guys. Well, what happened during that meeting was we had a couple members of the council at that time that come draw a check, and Otis was involved in it. And they said, well, we can donate it back to the city if we don't want it, and that was fine, but it still showed as income.
That's right.
So they couldn't have any income. So what happened was, at that time, we had, one council member that got really upset. He's gone now, he's passed away. He got upset because he wanted paid, but we had other people that could not get paid because, maybe they were on some type of assistance, and it hurt them. So at the end of the day, when everybody voted on it, we voted no. So, and that's been probably 8 or 10 years ago. That when I was.
We don't vote on him at all.
Yeah, we did then that time too.
There is a formula that you do that the state sends in May of every year. It's based on your population, your taxes, and things of that, and it's way above my pay grade.
When's
Troy
the next
figures it out.
election?
For you all?
Yeah,
This year.
See, that's what I'm saying, I would like to have that in place for you guys next.
Well,
I don't care about it, I just think you all deserve it, and he deserves more.
Really, you're supposed to turn in that turkey now.
So you can't get it.
No.
So you're one of the problems. We need to get rid of you, okay, we settled that, now who else we get rid of?
She's on one runner, Jackson.
No, but that's what
Ernie can't
happened.
get it. Larry.
That's what happened to us, so.
So that's it, so you know, well.
There you go.
You go.
I'll drink to that.
I was trying to get y'all paid, hell, I didn't know you made so much you couldn't make no
Before
more.
I had my hearing aid out.
But that's what.
Preston had his
that's
hearing
why.
aid out, he missed it.
That's it.
I think we need to wait and let Troy go through all this
Okay.
and study it over and everything.
That way-
Oh, of course, I'm just saying, I would like to see things changing here before I leave. If I did anything, I'd like to be the force behind you all getting something.
Because they're not due to get the budget.
So let's do
At the
this,
same
then.
time, it's kinda like having TV on, trying to talk on the telephone at the same time, everybody talking.
All right,
at the
well,
same time.
we-
We try to cut
let's-
that down a little bit.
All right, so what we'll do then, listen, this is what I'll do, if it's all right with you guys. We'll do the bonuses this month pending until I talk to Troy when he gets back from vacation. He says we got it, we'll just go ahead and award bonuses this month like we did. If Troy says we don't, we won't, but I think next meeting, we'll sit down and talk about raises. How's
Well,
that?
Do you need this in the account?
No.
No, because you've already
No.
voted to give the budgets,
Yeah.
All right.
give the
Okay.
bonuses pending the
Yep,
budget.
I'll talk to the bookkeeper and then we'll go from there on that.
Very good.
All right, so we'll move on, cause then we can discuss this all day, but we'll do it like that, and that way. But next month, I do wanna get y'all geared up, that we need to sit down and talk about raises for them,
And next
across the
month,
board.
next month we need to look at taxes. I'm good morning, people. You gotta look at your taxes.
All right, we're gonna move on to new business, 'cause that's all I had in old business. Does anybody got anything in new business?
I guess this is probably old business, Christie there mentioned about 6 months or more ago about the new, lighting, the, street lighting, and they were gonna start exchanging them all out.
Yes, I heard from him, and I've gotta get Eddie to sign off on a letter, send it back to him. But this is what he told me, Cleo got me a list of about 25 lights that are either off, going on, going off, and I've got those sent in. And as they change those lights, those will be changed with the new lights. So those will not be included in that change. So that's something we won't have to pay for, but that is still working, we're still doing that.
Okay.
But if you have a
It's just a
light out,
process.
be sure to let us know, so we make sure we tag it.
That's right. But now we've got, would you say about 25 right now?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is probably the worst I remember. They've usually been pretty good, but, you know,
Well, I mean, we've even got them like that,
and we're
they
paying
go
for
off
them.
and back on or whatever.
But that's still in progress.
Yes, it is. He's gotta sign a letter, but like the man said, it could take a couple of years to get them all done.
Yes, okay. That's,
I was gonna talk to you guys about the election. I'm sure everybody here knows that, the deadline for filing for city council has passed.
No, when it was.
I think we only had 2 people run, so my suggestion to you guys is, if you guys wanna run for reelection, you need to go down and make sure you get on the ballot as a write-in for, this year.
And that's by October.
And you gotta do it by October. So you gotta get
Nobody's
there.
old, man.
I didn't know
I didn't know what it was, I didn't even know it was.
Well, now that the daily enterprise don't get out as much, and you don't hardly, a lot of things get by pretty quick. I don't have to run this year.
You ain't doing nothing?
No,
Are you?
Mine's next year.
He's got 2
Mine's
more
2
years.
years. Yeah. But
You
all have
doing
to
it
run
this year?
Yeah, that's 2 years from now. I'm hoping I'll be alive in the next 2 years, Jason.
I thought you said. That's the reason. But anyway, yeah.
So the only other thing I want to talk to you about before I let these guys talk is that a lot of times with award money, we talk about a lot of promises, and let me tell you something. I've been promised a whole lot over the years to help us here at Evarts, and then at the end of the day, I get the rug pulled because promises are not, they don't mean anything by any officials. But we did get our award letter from the state. Once we get that award letter from the state or from anyone, then we've been awarded the money. So we did get awarded the $2.6 million. Now that'll come down in increments, and Mike can talk to you a little bit about that. It's not, they just don't give us $2.6 million, but they give us that money's there for us to spend, and it gets drawn down on. But we did get the award letter. So once we get the award letter, we know we've awarded the money. No promises, that was just, so, I tell you, Senator Bowler and Senator Turner went out of their way to help us, and I appreciate them, a lot for that now. But really, that's it, we got the money, so now we know we got it. Now it's just a matter of getting the projects going, and the money won't be available to even draw down on until July 1st. So, but once we get that money, once July 1st rolls around, we start with some of these projects. Other than that, the only thing I wanted to say in new business, and I'm gonna let these guys talk a little bit, was we've been getting a lot of complaints on the roads again about the coal trucks and the roads. I've reached out myself and not got responses, so I'm gonna tell you and I'm gonna tell the people, start calling your senators. Because they won't answer me, and all I'm asking for is to get a sweeper truck up here every once in a while to help us. Down at the Marathon Bridge, it looks awful. Our guys was out all night, one day this week, Cleo can talk to you about that. Out at night with fire trucks cleaning the streets, we shouldn't have to do that, those are state roads. So since I can't get a answer from them, I'm just gonna start giving numbers out. If somebody comes in here wanting to know why our streets are dirty, why 38, give them Frankfurt's number, because they ain't answering me either.
Is it possible to get a petition as some of these folks come in and pay them bills and they can get them signed?
Absolutely. Anything, well, I think we've seen that until you start complaining to people that's got big checkbooks, we get nothing. Our checkbook's small, their checkbook's big, so what I'm saying about that is if somebody comes to you and says, man, the street looks terrible out here by the bridge, or it's fairway, give them somebody's number in Frankfurt. Let them start calling Manchester, because they won't answer me either.
Listen, they just make them coal trucks tarpal.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, they made them put tarp on them.
But we don't have any vehicle enforcement on the
The
county.
majority of it is speeding, and dust is just pitfall.
We've had these discussions, I've talked to them about vehicle enforcement, they don't want vehicle enforcement in here for some reason, but there's no vehicle enforcement in Harlan County. But when you start getting complaints, you start giving them their numbers again, because that's who's gonna have to fix these. We go out and do our best, but it's hard for me to put Cleo and them boys working all night long out there in our fire department volunteering, which I'm telling you guys, they're great. But it ain't fair to them to be out here sweeping the streets when they got street sweepers that come to Harlan and do the bypass. So why not? And they promised me 2 years ago they were gonna start coming to Everett. Once again, those are promises. Promises don't really mean a lot till you see action. So,
Who does it at Harlem?
the state, when they start doing the state highways down there, they could come on to Everett and just hit us one time. Every once in a while. But they can't work all night doing that. They're gonna get, our guys are gonna get hurt doing that. And they don't even want us on the state roads. So, if you get complaints, instead of Christie gets them, we'll just start giving out numbers to Manchester.
That's what I've been doing.
Because it ain't, I mean, I've tried talking to them, they won't answer my text or calls. So,
What about our magistrate?
well, Bill, same way, it's a state highway, and Bill's talked to them too. I don't know that they answer him any more than they answer me, to be honest with you. Bill's tried, and Bill cares. He just, at some point in time, they're not gonna help us until they start hearing complaints. We hear them, and we say we're doing the best we can, but until they actually hear them, they're not gonna help. And that's just, it's the same way with water, it's gonna be the same way with the roads. So,
Would they entertain somebody if they went to Manchester and talked to somebody? Would they talk to them?
well, oh yeah, I'm sure they would, but if they won't return your call or won't answer your text, and I don't wanna single anybody out that won't return my text or messages, but, you know, I return mine.
Sometimes telephone calls is good,
I
but
return
eyeball
mine.
to eyeball a lot of times.
If somebody reaches out to me, I return it, and that's all you can ask for people. But, you know, it's easy to talk to all of us when we've got good things going on. It's these elected officials, including all of us sitting in this room. We're not gonna answer the phone and talk to people when things get hard. We don't need to be here. They don't need to be there. That's when you need to make the calls. That's when you need to talk to people. Not when things are good. When things are good, it don't matter. They don't answer the phone then. So, it's when things are bad, is when we've gotta.
And the thing about it is, no much more than what they'd have to clean,
That's
say,
right.
once a week, or even if it ain't once a month.
That's right.
Wouldn't be a lot of expense or big deal to nobody if they do it.
Once every couple of months, Larry.
Yes.
I mean, you know, it would be great just to go every couple of months to run it through here. I've talked, we went through this for a couple of years. I've talked to coal companies. They said they'd come down the street, sweep them. I've offered to have the police officers and fire department help them with it, follow them to make sure everything's safe. They say, yeah, we'll come down, and they'll say, well, when you come, and they'll sweepers and stuff. And it's really not the coal company's responsibilities, because they're not, most of them don't haul the coal. Really and truly, about a year or two ago, I actually had one state senator come in, and I took him around the city and showed him. And I said, I think we need to get vehicle enforcement in here to get some of these overloaded trucks to be able to just get them under control. I didn't like that idea at all, so, I don't know what the deal is. We're not trying to hurt anybody, we just think we deserve it. Does anybody got else some new business? Cleo?
I'd like to remind everybody about the parade this week, the first.
4th of July?
4th of July parade. In the
It's on the
fireworks
first?
show.
Fourth.
Oh, I was like, first.
So we will be
First
doing the
month.
fireworks show, I know a lot of people like our fireworks show. Actually, the all-call system worked really good. You know, I know everybody got text messages from the all-call system, was having the council meeting tonight. That's working pretty good. Can you send an all-call out about the parade?
Oh, I'll do it.
So we'll send an all-call out, text messages out about the parade, that way the public knows what's going on with that. And that system's working pretty good.
Now, will we have to register to be in the parade this year? Because I know the last couple of years we
I
have.
think, DJ fees over that. As far as I know, you just show
You
up.
show up.
Be ready to go.
Okay, and lineup's at 7 this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but we'll send that, like I said, I don't know how many y'all's signed up for the all-call, but it's worked out pretty good. That's great.
Did you get a hold of fire department? I mean,
Yeah,
the
they usually
prison?
do best
Yes.
rated and.
We on the books.
Oh, okay.
I think what they're doing this year is just 3, where
Right.
such short notice.
Thank
They're doing like grand, first and second.
Sorry, guys, you guys had to wait so long, but I think we're pretty much done with our business at this point, so, Ken, if you wanna go first, or Mike, it don't matter, you flip a coin. You ain't doing by who's the most pretty, so. Ken, you up first, Ken, go ahead, sir.
Okay, the Kentucky Infrastructure has approved the additional grant money, so we've got a resolution and so forth. Christie? Yeah. We need a resolution passed here today.
And what he's talking about that is, you know, the county awarded us $500,000 through co-severance to upgrade our sewer system last year. Of course, we haven't seen any of that money yet. But what he's talking about was we had to go out and borrow an additional $185,000 to finish that project, which you all gave us permission to do. And Ken has been able to get the whole amount awarded, so now we don't have to borrow any money at all to do it, correct, Ken?
Correct.
So that's what that's for.
There you go, Jay. Resolution of the city of Evarts accepting the grant, approving the grant assistance agreement, authorizing the amendment of the city of Evarts annual budget and authorizing a representative to sign all related documents. Whereas the Kentucky General Assembly has appropriated funds for infrastructure projects in House Bill 1 of the 2022 regular session of the Kentucky General Assembly for the Cleaner Water Program, and whereas the city of Evarts has previously determined that it is in the public interest of the acquired and constructed certain facilities and improvements to the grantee's utility system, and whereas the grantee desires funding from the Kentucky Infrastructure Authority for the purpose of the acquisition and construction of the project, and whereas in order to obtain a grant from the Cleaner Water Program for the project and administered by the authority, the grantee is required to enter into an assistance agreement with the authority. Now therefore be it resolved by the governing body of the city of Evarts as follows. Section 1, the grantee is hereby accepts the grant award and approves the agreement between the grantee and the authority to provide the necessary funds to the grantee for the project. Section 2, that Eddie Manning, mayor, and successors entitled is hereby designated to be the grantee's authorized official for this project and is hereby directed and empowered by the grantee to execute the agreement related documents and agreements and to otherwise act on behalf of the grantee to effect such grant award and to engage a qualified project administrator. Section 3, that the grantee hereby agrees and commits to include by amendment to its annual budget and audit process the receipts and expenditures of the funds subject to the agreement upon and including the date of the project closeout. Section 4, that this resolution shall take place effect at the earliest time provided by law adopted on June 18, 2024. That's it.
Need a motion to accept that.
I'll make a motion.
So that worked out pretty good, so instead of us having to borrow the money, you know, like I said, we appreciate that, Ken. What kind of timeframe are we looking at on the sewer project now, Ken?
Hopefully by next month we'll have bid ready.
What about this, just have him sign this?
Yeah, Eddie needs to sign that one, and then you'll need to sign the,
I got that.
Yeah.
Authorized official. And then you go.
Ken, you got anything else, sir?
that's it.
All right, we appreciate you. Mr. Maggard, you're up.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Maggard's gonna talk to us a little bit about the 2.6 million, I'm sure, and what
Right.
he's got going on.
As the mayor said, we got a letter from the KIA for a grant notification letter from Sandy Williams, Executive Director, and they asked for the primary contact, and I filled out Christie, of course, for that. We designate the water tank project as one of the projects, and then Woody and I went through and came up with a water system improvements project for the other 1.2 million, and that will include water loss fixes, zone meters. We're gonna clean and fix the towers. He said they'd never been cleaned since he knew, so that's gonna be in the project. There's also be 7,500 linear feet of line replacement where we identify where the leaks are, and then we're gonna replace those lines. So I got that approved by the Cumberland Valley Ad yesterday. So that project's 1.2 million for a total of 2.6 million. We tentatively, which we've already scheduled, the geotech drilling of the tank site for, it was gonna be July the 1st, and we backed it off to July the 8th. So we'll have a drill rig in here to do that, so we can go ahead and design the foundation and get final design on the water tank. And then I guess also the mayor got a phone call requesting a project for a budget line item on the federal level, and we put together a project for that, and we put together 2 raw water source, which was Sal's Branch as a mine source, and a new water intake on the river. And that project is also included in the packet I gave you for 1.5 million. And I also got that approved at Cumberland Valley Ad yesterday, so.
That money came, what happened, we're gonna call that money is earmarked money from, see what you call it. You know, like you said, you know, you're never promised the money, but we put 2 items in that. You know, we put in $1.5 million for a new raw water source, which we know our mine sources get low. But we also added another $130,000 for a new backhoe for the city. Sometimes if you ask for 2 things, even if they don't give you one, they might throw you a bone, so, that's what we're hoping to get both, but. So we
Well,
put 2
what
projects in.
I talked to Woody about that, usually the best way to handle the backhoe or any equipment is we would take that directly out of the contingency line. We wouldn't, he's recording me. I was gonna tell something, but, usually you don't put that in as a line item because the public say, well, why are you spending federal dollars on something for that the city would have that you may purchase yourself? So we usually use that, take that out of the contingency money at the end, and always have money set aside to do that. So, that's all I've got.
But as you see, the $2.6 million that we was awarded was not for a plant, it was just for upgrades to the system. I know there'll be a lot of confusion about that. Now, the plant projects are still, money is still out there going on, we're still digging, trying to find it. But we gotta get our water loss down. If we can get it's proven within the last 6 months, if we get our water loss down to a manageable amount, and then BMUD keeps their water loss down to a manageable amount, then we don't have any problems. Now, we do need a plant, don't get me wrong, we need a plant bad, but we're still years out from that. I mean, even if they awarded it, by the time they did it. So right now for us, what we gotta do, is we gotta hit water loss, keep preaching water loss, to be able to keep people in water until we can get the plant, until we get money for the plant. So that's what that's for. All right. Does any of y'all got anything else? Everybody good there? Lito, you got anything else?
I'm good.
Anybody at the table got anything else? Mark?
Yeah, when is that tank gonna be clean? Cause that American flag looks awful. That's like drinking out of a dirty glass. I mean,
Well, that's what, we're turning it in, that's part of the paperwork we're turning in for the $2.6 million grant. So usually, like he said, the grant won't be available till after the 1st of July, but once we send that in, then they'll send us more paperwork that we have to fill out. Now, the water tank and the backwash pumps, that's already had clearinghouse approval and environmental process started. The cleaning of the tanks and the water loss remediation, that's just now getting started. I just got that approved by the ad district, so that process is probably about a month behind
okay.
the water tank project. But I mean, we hope to continue everything within the next 3 months time.
All right. Sounds good.
And there's a couple of those things got.
All right, let me say one more thing though, you know, the water tank project, that's a pretty important project to us and may really make a lot of difference for us because right now, if you're looking at, all of our tanks combined, we've got a tank at the water plant, which is mainly our backwash tank. We've got 3 tanks within the system. Now, these are the Evarts tanks, these don't include B-muds. But for our tanks, this new tank we're putting in is probably gonna be as much storage as all those tanks combined. So we're more than doubling our storage, so we're gonna go from, at one point, we probably didn't have 6 hours of water if we had a problem. I say it's a little better now because our water loss is down.
Right, and we're adding a backwash pump. Now, currently, you're backwashing based on gravity flow to backwash. We're putting in a pump so that we can use the whole level of the tank, which that allows more of the storage. Whereas currently, you can only drop it so low to keep backwashing.
So this new tank's gonna be bigger than the one we got up there, like.
Yes, sir, 530,000.
We got
530,000, and the one there now is 180.
Okay.
So you're talking, that tank will be bigger than all of our tanks combined. What that'll do for us is we have any issues, we should have enough water to keep people in water for a couple of days. Before we didn't have that, so that tank is gonna be really important to be able to get through water outages. We're gonna have problems, we're gonna have power outages, we're gonna have storms, we're gonna have things, but if we've got 500,000 gallons of water rotating in that tank, along with all of our other tanks, I think that'll really take care of a lot of the problems, but we still gotta fight for a plant. Don't stop, still fight for a plant. But we gotta help ourselves right now. Plants, it's gonna take a while.
Hopefully one of these days, our little town, hopefully we'll get, something going. Water's very, very important.
Absolutely.
And I can't help but think something good's gonna happen to us eventually here at Evarts.
I agree. We've sure struggled.
But we definitely gotta have the water.
We gotta have water.
That's number one.
All right, does anybody got anything else? Jason, do your thing.
Adjourn this puppy.
I'm behind it.
Adjourn.
Take these here, Chris. You say one of these out there.